Should your private practice be an LLC, a PLLC, or an S corporation? Let's dive in. So first, when it comes to LLC versus PLLC, you're typically not going to have a choice there. It's going to depend on your state on whether they require you as a licensed professional to have a PLLC. So your state is going to have one or the other option, LLC or PLLC. You are typically not going to have both. Some states are going to require you as a licensed professional to just go straight to the PLLC. Now, probably one of the questions I get the most as an accountant is, yeah, but should my business be an S-Corp? And my answer there is really, it depends. With the current tax law, this is what we've had from 2017 to 2025, an S corporation doesn't always make sense, especially if you are just starting your private practice. There comes a point where around $100,000 in profit, it can make sense for your practice to be an S-Corp. Notice I'm not saying it always does. That's not always the case. There are some states, some cities where it almost never makes sense. But around $100,000 in profit, not income, profit, it can make sense to start having a conversation with your accountant where they can run the numbers and see if an S corporation can save you money. But unless you absolutely have to, I would not start with the S corporation from day one because you're actually going to pay less in taxes by having an LLC. That's because of a special little tax deduction called QBI, or qualified business income. When you have an LLC or a PLLC, you're going to get a 20% tax deduction for QBI, or qualified business income, on all the income your business generates. That is subject to some income limitations, but 20%, that's a lot of money. So that's why it doesn't always make sense to go right with the S corporation. Usually it actually doesn't when you're just getting started. So here's how to set yourself up for maximum flexibility. If your state allows you to have an LLC or PLLC, which again, not every single state will. In some states, you'll have to go with a professional corporation. But if you're allowed to have an LLC or PLLC, start there. Because later on, your accountant can help you make an S-Corp election. So you can have that LLC that is now taxed as an S corporation. So you get all the benefits of the S-Corp, but without having to change everything, like your bank accounts and your insurance contracts and all of that. You don't have to actually make a whole lot of changes. You're just getting taxed as an S corporation when you make that election. So starting with an LLC or a PLLC is going to actually save you in taxes in the beginning stages of your private practice. And then later on, you can make that S election when that is going to save you taxes then. But don't pay more than you have to in taxes and in also compliance fees, and just start small and make the change later on when it makes sense for your practice.